كوماندر زفالا رانس ريدك. المرحوم.
Every moment brings them closer.
Oh my gosh, where are we?
The music. You ready? Chad, are you ready? Oh no, dude!
All ends are beginnings.
Battle stations. Alright, game over. Credits.
فيفا لسه باقي لها شهر.
Holy crap.
About time we go to the main.
Was that a darkest ship behind Okora?
Sir Happy Eris is back.
We are your
Salvation.
Wait.
The line between light and dark is so very thin. Let's cross it together.
Holy crap. This got me feeling
ما نزلت يا حبيبي لسه.
Hello, old friend.
في بعض هذا جاتهم كلوز بيتا مغلقة. اللعبة لسه باقي لها شهر لين تنزل رسمي. هذه بيتا بس تقدر تسوي بري اوردر عليها.
I'm afraid. What? Traveler just did a Death Star!
المهم يلا يا شباب حيبدأ الحدث. ها
What is he doing? No way.
يلا.
Oh my god, boss.
9 8 7 6 5 4 3 2 1 بوم.
Thanks for tuning in, y'all.
هلا هلا.
Like many of you, I've been playing games as long as I can remember. They're a core part of what makes me who I am. I believe there's this deeply rooted, often unstated mission of games to keep adventure alive. In 2014, Bungie set out to start a new adventure. Heroes awakened.
2014 بداية اللعبة.
A silent god set in our sky. And it wouldn't be long before an ancient enemy, shrouded in darkness, showed up at humanity's door to destroy us. Over the years, our heroes would shape a story far greater than anything
ما
we
في
could
سي
have
سي سي
imagined.
هنا.
Players would explore deep into the depths of Venus, hunting a machine god that controlled time itself. They'd invent ways to combine their mythic weaponry and their paracausal abilities to stand alone against
أنا أول
monsters
شيء
that
أتكلم
took
إنه
others
كيف
and an
اللعبة
entire elite squad.
شعب
They'd race
الشارع وي
alongside
والله.
their friends far into the early morning in the
قربنا على
heart of
10
an ancient
سنين في
city
اللعبة.
where only a select few emerged victorious at dawn, clutching the heart of a dragon.
يا عمري أنا.
But most importantly, they'd bring their friends and their family into this world.
يا أخي أيام العروض حق ديستني 1 كانت كذا سي جي اي.
become lifelong companions. Now, together, we approach the final shape.
ومعنا وصلنا إلى المنظر الأخير أو الشكل الأخير.
So let's be clear.
إليموناتي.
In the final shape, you will go inside the traveler. The journey will be difficult.
أوف.
And what awaits you on the other side of this trek is nothing less than the deadliest.
فاينل شيب حنكون جوا الترافلر.
There will be no open betas. There aren't going to be any guides on the internet telling you how to handle what's to come.
أوف.
Whether you've been with us from the beginning, joined us somewhere along the road,
ما حيكون في أي دليل أي شيء في الإنترنت يوريك أو
anybody who shows up on launch day
يعرفك
is
إيش
going to be
تسوي.
greeted with this same uncharted world. A vacuum-sealed experience begging for you to be the first person to peel it open. So today is your invitation to go forth and adventure.
أيوه أول عرض بسم الله. هذا الكوزمودروم. هنا أول ما سوالي ريفايف الجوست.
After all these years, we never talked about it.
قل له.
Why I brought you back.
ليش انا رجعتك؟
Why you were chosen.
ليش اخترتك انت؟ ولا
The truth is,
الحقيقة هي
I didn't know then.
ما كنت أعرف. جاله هورن.
It was just a feeling.
كان مجرد إحساس.
But I know now.
لكن أعرف الحين
After all we've seen,
بعد كل اللي شفناه كيد
all we've lost,
وكل اللي خسرناه ول
this fight might be our last.
هذا القتال محتمل يكون آخر قتال.
So I'm asking you
أيوة أنا أسألك
one last time
آخر مرة
to rise.
درايز للنهوض. يا ويلي هلا سكلارة. عليكم السلام يا عمري. قول له وش ذا شيء جديد؟ بري اوردر ناو يبدأ في 27/2 بعد كم 4 شهور.
This is a momentous time.
The heart
in
of the
Destiny's
traveler.
history. We've been building to this moment for the last
تمام
10
والله
years.
تمام. انت كيف
The
حالك؟
final shape is the conclusion to that journey. This is a moment in gaming that, as a developer, you just don't get very often.
واو.
Guardians and allies are fighting the biggest threat that the universe has ever seen in this big culmination of the Light and Darkness saga.
When we were thinking of what the final shape could be, it had to be a lot of different things. It needs to pay off this epic confrontation with the Witness that we've been setting up for years. It has to bring you closer to your allies in the Vanguard. It has to be this place that like makes you feel nostalgic for the entire journey you've been on.
When we were resurrected by ghosts at the very beginning of this story, we didn't know why, but it was for this. The Traveler is asking us for help,
ما ادري والله.
and it's our responsibility to protect every living thing in the universe from what the Witness intends to do.
When we first start the final shape, we are finally able to go through the
Okay.
portal that the Witness opened in the Traveler at the end of Lightfall.
Inside is the Pale Heart of the Traveler. That is the stage for our showdown with the Witness.
The Witness has the darkness. It has always had a connection to it.
الويتنس
The
عنده
pale heart of the Traveler is
الداركنس.
what it's trying to use to gain
Oh, yeah.
connection to the light. So with both, it can enact its final shape.
The Witness looks around and sees a lack of purpose, no meaning. It wants to fix all that. So it's trying to put the universe into this frozen perfection where everything's just exactly how it thinks it's supposed to be. That is the final shape.
Like,
We're going to defeat the Witness.
أيوة.
It's going to take everyone. Failure is not an option.
We're going
إذا
to
نبغى
defend
نقضي على
all
الويتنس
of our
لازم كلنا
allies
نكون
and
موجودين.
all the Guardians to rally together and be
كل
in the
الجارديانز.
face of oblivion.
In the final
كله.
shape, we're going to answer questions at the grandest scale. But what I find really interesting is that it's also a very personal journey where we deepen our relationships with these characters that we've known for so long.
Yeah.
Zavala, Ikora, our ghost, get to reconnect with Cade 6. So, like, while there's this
reconnect with Cade 6.
everything going on around
يعني
us,
Cade
the
6
stakes
حيرجع.
are just unimaginable heights. It's still at the end a story told around campfires by a bunch of companions who have been fighting together for hundreds of years.
يا عمري لسه ما نزلوها يا جراح. ما نزلوها
We're
لسه.
going through the portal that the Witness has opened up to confront it. and stop
يمكن
the
بعد
conflict.
الحدث تنزل.
Inside the Traveler is this infinite, vast, unknowable
يا ويلي على اليمين مرة نحيف.
which is a fraction of really what is inside the traveler.
حنخش جوا الترافلر نشوف.
The pale heart is weird. It's a little strange, it makes you feel a bit uncomfortable, and it is also just so cool and artistic in the best way.
The witness entered well ahead of any guardians, and so it's had time to kind of shape what's there. When our guardian enters, the rest of the
واه
starts getting shaped.
صاروا يكتبوا فوق الاسم هي هم الباينري حقته. هذا شوف هي هم، يعني هذا ستريت، ما هو ايش اسمه، ما هو مغير مسار حياته يعني. وصلنا للزمن العجيب هذا.
A labor of love from the Destiny team. The final shape means so much to everyone who's building it, and I think players are really going to be able to see that.
The Pale Heart is our very first linear destination that we've ever done. I would love it if players felt that they began their
يعني ممكن تلاقي واحد الحين من المشقلبين
and feel
ذم
in surrealness, because there is this beautiful evolution of the space.
They see things that are more and more wrong as they begin to go towards the witness's monolith. It's kind of this omnipresent, foreboding thing off in the distance.
The weirdest things happen as you get closer to the monolith in the form of reshaping. Kind of
like them يعني ممكن
things and putting them back
بعدين بعد هذا اشرح لك اياه.
Wrong.
The sense of scale you get out there, like as you're exploring these spaces and you're jumping on these reshaped cuboids of Earth, you feel tiny as a guardian. You feel alone. You feel like you are not a force to be reckoned with. That you have been.
خلى وهقك. ابى انزل مقطع يوتيوب الله يقطع شرك.
One of the things that we really tried to also capture is that the witness keeps throwing everything it has at you. And so you're going to fight these new enemies, the subjugators.
في enemies جداد هلا.
Subjugators are the new unit you're going to be facing in the final shape.
مين هذول؟
They have an enhanced power set.
هذول
performing stasis powers and strand powers to face the guardian, well, in support of all the other enemies you're fighting too.
They bring something entirely new to the battlefield, which is kind of this element of control.
They're back there pinging away with stasis abilities, throwing crystals at you, freezing.
في انواع منهم، هذا زي التورمنتر بس صغير. في منه ستاسيس وفي منه ستراند وفي من قله.
We're focusing you on the campaign and only the campaign. It's the most important thing.
مركزين على القصة. الكامبين.
We have to stop the final shape from happening.
And for that, we do need the help with our allies. And so we're going to make sure that the core Vanguard team gets back together. Zavala and Ikora and Cade.
The campaign is just the start of the Pale Heart. After you've reached the monolith and finished the campaign, we open up the entire destination. And so the entire Pale Heart is going to react to you and what you are doing.
قول بس تخلص القصة كل شيء جوا 3 حينفتح.
Ends with the final mission. The raids are where you defeat like the big bosses. So it's only natural that when you are going to confront the witness, you're going to do that in the raid. But that might not be enough. This is a moment where we need to rally all guardians to be able to overcome the final shape and the witness.
والكل شيء جواته.
In the final shape, we are inside the traveler, very close to this energy. This allows
final
us
shape احنا
to
داخل
Super's arc solar void.
We want to create something that turns you into
الحمد
an
لله
offensive
كلهم هي هم.
powerhouse, but also can benefit your allies in a support capacity. There is this thread of team play and like working with your friends to overcome the odds.
The Warlock Super is its ultimate expression of solar energy coursing through your Guardian. This solar Warlock Super is a callback to Radiance from D1.
Other than Golden Gun,
في تغيير حيصير
first person super in Destiny right now. Your melee's like all these projectiles going off, doubling the amount of projectiles. Your grenade almost being sentient as it searches around, and then it hits a character and bounces off and goes to another one.
Wow.
And you're so overflowing with this energy that you are also giving it to your allies, allowing them to have their solar weapons supercharged, applying Scorch when they're shooting.
The new solar Warlock aspect. When I cast my Rift, it is going to create this little solar soul that when it sees an enemy,
في solar soul حيصير كمان.
and hits the enemy and explodes.
It just feels very alive.
والله قاعدين يدلعوا في الورلوك.
Twilight Arsenal. It's a layered super.
This is the only ranged one-off offensive super for Titans in the game. The Titan jumps up into the air, summons this giant void axe, throws it, summons another one, throws it,
void axe.
looks at a different group of enemies, throws it. And when these axes fly through the air, they stick into the ground or an enemy, do their void gravity thing where they suck a bunch of enemies. But that doesn't destroy that.
لا هذا في الفاينل شيب.
And you and your allies can go and pick up that axe and start wailing on enemies with it.
This super is insane to me.
The Void Titan aspect, I press and hold my grenade.
لغاية دحين ما اتكلم عن السيزون اللي جاي.
Into the shield. The more damage it takes, the more it charges up, and then I can release that, and it creates this blast of damage.
يا عمري.
Hunter Arc Super.
Arc is all about finding the shortest distance between 2 points.
والهنتر حيعدلوا الارك.
Throws it across the
شوف
world,
الارك.
and then is able to blink to its position, do the slash that just decimates.
شوف يسوي بلينك يروح له ينتقل عليها.
That is not just you do it once, but you're able to do it 3 times, along with devastating attacks each time.
شوف كيف. Damn.
Hunter has an aspect. We take our staff, we twirl it in the air, which propels us upward. It creates this burst, which amplifies you and any allies near you.
It almost makes it feel like you're playing a fighting game, right? Like these combos that you're chaining together to do these different moves. It like takes that sense.
Wow.
The more aspects we have, the more capable we are.
في aspect جديدة حتنزل.
The lightning, you know, like that instantaneous, like.
That was good, but I think it's more like. You know.
I like it. I like it.
Weapons team has been working on all sorts of goodness. We've got exotics, we've got legendaries, we've got perks.
هذا ايش هذا؟ لا هذا شيء هر الحمد لله. بس شكله انه واحد مشقلب.
Exotic pyramid fusion rifle. It has the really intriguing property of adapting your Guardian's current damage type.
This will be the first time that you can run a weapon that can adapt to be strand or stasis in the energy slot. So
يا عمي هذا واحد هذا مو مستحيل يكون انثى.
Tessellation has the additional property that you can special reload to reshape your grenade and
متشقلب ما فيها كلام. مزور اوراق. وايش السلاح ذا؟
What's the one specific exotic that I can make that's like really zany that you would like right now?
What if Golden Gun was a sniper rifle?
What if you could harness the might of the Traveler? You know, we had a moment where we saw that Traveler beam cut.
ايه يا عمي مشقلب باين صدر ما في دنيا ما في الوجه العضلات العظمة.
So we've got this opportunity to bring back these iconic Destiny 1 weapons, but really turn it into something that feels unique in Destiny 2.
We have to bring Kvastav into the fold.
The
أسلحة ديست أما ردث ودراجونز بريث أوف.
Burn it all.
يلا أسلحة ديستني 1.
In the final shape, we have new weapon subfamilies coming, broadening what existing weapons can be.
Really like bordering on exotic functionality. So for example, we've got a rocket pistol sidearm subfamily. We always liked the special ammo sidearms. This fires tiny, slow-moving rockets. They hit very hard, do a bit of AoE damage.
Sidearm.
They have a mixture of regular weapon and rocket launcher stats. We're also doing a new support weapon subfamily.
The support frame auto rifle is a
type
of legendary auto rifle. It'll let you switch seamlessly from firing at enemies to healing your allies.
اما
I'm really excited to bring it to dungeons and keep my team alive, honestly.
اما
Weapons team is always coming up with new ideas.
Well-
We've got a ton of new cool stuff coming over the next few years, and some new and really wild ideas.
خلونا في اللعبة يا شباب، خلونا في اللعبة. في عندك اوتو رايفل يمديك تدمج فيه الاعداء ويمديك تهيل اصحابك. Legends are forever. هلا كيد. يا عمري.
I was magnificent.
This is great. Anyone want a hug? Get your rock off my map. Worst case scenario, you die. But who knows? Maybe you won't. Well, better get back to it.
ايوه كيد.
In this moment where we're driving to the end of the Light and Darkness saga, it's great to see Cade like return to this world at this moment with all this change about to culminate with this confrontation with the long-standing enemy, the Witness.
Cade is the quintessential hunter. His presence casts such a long shadow over the story of Destiny, whether it was when he was alive or when he was dead.
What Cade goes through in this journey, how he serves as a catalyst for the other characters, the events that are uncovered to have brought him back. This is how the story had to end. There was no end to the Light and Darkness saga that didn't have Cade here alongside his friends to finish the job.
Once we started digging into the nature of the Pale Heart, I think that crystallized Cade's role as a guide. Cade is Virgil, and he's our guide through this other place. Cade is the one who is the most appropriate person to be the guide, because that's his job. That's always been his job. It just feels so natural for Nathan to be back in the booth. It felt amazing to just see him slip back into the role, like, without missing a beat.
Right, instantly.
In the flesh, or metal, as it were.
Cade's the glue that's always held Zavala and Ikora together. Having him back puts them in a position of questioning where they've been and what they've done without him.
You think about the journey that Zavala's been
والله
on,
زمان عنه كيد.
taken down this dark path, and you think about the weight that's been on Ikora, having to hold the Vanguard together, having Cade's voice of levity and brightness that he brings to that group. I think is going to be great for them.
Well, at least we have each other.
We want people to take away that sense of reunion and that idea of like the gang being back together for this moment.
I'm here now. Wherever the hell here is.
انا موجود الحين مع اني ماني داري ايش المكان ذا. ايوه ورونا كيد. ايوه بونغا. Unlocking the path. نشق الطريق.
Guardian, the witness poses a dire threat. And the witch queen
Eres Moran.
we seek, but only if we contend with her sister, Zivu Araf. It rests with me.
أيوة.
Come back from this. Do not be afraid.
وي 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 وي. أما وات هذا الحين هذا عن السيزون اللي جاي هذا الحين اليوم.
Assault the spire, Guardian, and open the way to our tides.
ايوه ايش السلاح ذا؟
Let them know fear.
هنا لما رجعوا ايش اسمه؟ شكله هذا لما رجعوا ويتش كوين.
Every opponent you defeat strengthens me.
اي رجع عن طريق شو اسمه ارس. سفاثون. وال
Show her what it is to be Hive.
You have found the horn of battle. You are deserving of the greatest death I can bestow.
سيزون اوف ذا ويتش، واليوم اسمه سيزون اوف ذا ويتش. Season of the Witch.
Season of the Witch is our opportunity as players. We've been annihilating and breaking Hive spells. And now
أول مرة يعلن عن اسم السيزون.
At the end of Season of the Deep, we learn that Savathun has the key to getting into the portal that we need to go into.
سافاثون هي اللي عندها المفتاح عشان ندخل في
Amara
البورتل.
was like, not so fast. We've got a bigger problem first.
عندنا
And that
مشكلة.
bigger problem's
زيفا.
name is Ziva Arath.
زيفا أراث هي.
If we fight her, she only gets stronger. Eris has an idea. It's a really good it's a wild
هذه الفكرة.
She determines like, well, the best way to fight fire is with fire. We are channeling all of that energy that we're creating by going through, by eliminating enemies, and we're tithing to our friend Eris.
شوفها هنا تحولت وجابت شو اسمها.
Like Savathun.
Savathun,
went down the path of having Hive Eris. We want to extend that magical.
صارت Hive Eris.
Damn. To have overwhelming magical power, that risk and reward into all of our activities and systems experiences. Come up with things like Deck of Whispers. It's this magical deck of cards that creates amazing synergies with your buildcraft meta and with buffs and activities.
ايش الكروت هذه؟
Choose these cards at will, whichever ones they want, and then that really leads.
قول له ايش هذا؟
You actually are getting cards that you can then use to place on the battlefield and change the way you play.
I am such a sucker for deck building.
ايش
Being able to,
الكروت
like, bring
هذه؟
that element into Destiny gameplay has just been like, oh, chess.
يا عمري. هذه كروت شكلها زي الأهسا جفت يمكن اللي كانت في الديب شو اسمه ديب دايف. هلا تشيل حبيبي، هلا مسا النور.
Savathun Spire is our new 3-player offensive. You're doing a lot more with the Lucent Hive magic, but
أيوة.
it's got a high amount of combatant density. It's got additional random encounters that you can come across.
The Witch's Spire itself, Savathun Spire.
مكان جديد اسمه سافاثون سباير.
Magical experiments as she was learning the light.
لا مو ميني جيم كروت، هذه زي الجيفتس. يقول لك هذه الكروت تتغير طريقة الفايت حقك. شكلها زي الأهسا جيفت اللي كانت في الديب دايف. شوف.
It's a 3-player experience that you can hop in and hop out of. As you're going through this activity, you're filling the tithing bucket. As that tithing bucket is filled up, you'll get progressively more rewards. And then finally at the end, it'll cash out and you'll get a whole mess of rewards.
We really wanted to make sure that there was a home for any exotic mission content coming in seasons after the year has passed. And so we developed what we're calling the exotic mission rotator.
Right away, we're getting Presage, Vox Obscura.
الآلاف عندي يا قلبي ما يجيهم إشعار.
Fans and players of Destiny love the most. The most exciting thing outside of just the missions themselves is that every time we put a mission inside of that rotator, the exotic that comes alongside of it will become craftable.
Dead Man Style craftable, okay.
With Season of the Witch, we have a brand new Vex lo-fi PvP map coming. It's really exciting. It's got a bunch of really tight game experiences. We wanted to make sure that we focus the combat a little bit more. With the new Vex network map, we really wanted to make sure we hit is like
Vex network map في PvP.
Deep sight lines that you're interacting with, and a lot of the flow of the map is actually built around this like kind of central pillar of the Vex network that you're orienting around.
And there's also some modes coming too, right?
We've got a new PvP game mode coming that's all about relics. It's about multiple relics, so it's not just one like the Scorch game mode from the past. So we've got the shield coming from Vault of Glass, we've got the spear back from Season of the Risen.
And we got the scythe from Season of the Haunted.
Yeah, so you're gonna be reaping Guardians with that thing. It's a lot more tactical gameplay. It's all about running around the map,
مود جديد في شو اسمه
and then grabbing them in order to push for victory.
I will take what
في الكروسبل.
The words in my throat are the weapon in my fist.
We were feeling pretty Hivey this season. Obviously, there's something in the air. And so when thinking about like what's a good raid reprisal that would really suit this very Hivey season, there's only one answer.
حلو season Hive. حلو ايوه هذا العرض حقه Season of the Witch.
What the hive call a god.
كروتا ريد حق كروتا. يس قلت انا ريد حق كروتا. يو كروتا زند يا الله. الريد ما حيكون الاسبوع هذا الجمعة، هذا الجمعة الجاي. اهم شيء الميوزك اللي في الفايت. كروتاز اند اوبن تو اول بلايرز. يا سلام نايس. يونايتد وي رايز.
Heading into the final shape, we really want to rally all guardians at the end of the Light and Darkness saga. We want to reduce those barriers as well as catch people up on key story beats and make sure that they have a really great and easy time connecting with other players. In the final shape, we're trying to
الميوزك لما تشيل السيف عشان تروح تدمج كروتا. يا الله ذيك الايام ديم.
For players who have not been able to jump into game easily because they were held back by the challenges in grinding for the power levels that are required by these different activities.
One of the major changes that's
they them هذه اول واحدة مضيعة. they them.
A certain number of activities that are going to be power fixed.
يعني هي حرمة ولابسة رجال عادي.
Power level you are going into it, you're always going to be able to approach it. There's still going to be tiers of difficulty that you can do, things that are just meant to be experienced a certain way.
يا مريضين.
Nightfall strikes that will still have power enabled, and that's where we're really going to focus the whole power climb.
The raids, the contest modes that everybody loves to engage with, that experience is fundamentally going to be staying the same.
I'm excited for this because I think there will be a lot more clarity for players in terms of understanding the relative difficulty of things, where they sit now in the spectrum.
One way that we're trying to do that is
يا أخي يا رب يزودوا الفولت يا أخي والله 600 قليل.
So we're introducing something that we're calling Fire Team Power.
You can actually bring your friends along to play any dungeons and raids in the game without having to wait them to be at a certain power level. The person with the highest power in your fire team is actually going to bring all the others close to their power level.
حلو والله 1980 2000 دام. اوه والله نايس. هذه الحركة مرة كويسة. يعني إذا بدخل الريد مثلا أنا الليفل حقي الباور 2000 أنت 1980 ولا 1920 يعمل موازنة بين كل الباور حقنا ويخلينا أي بتفك أزمة والله. يخلينا كلنا على نفس أعلى واحد.
I'm really chill. I'm anti-sweat. I'm just really here to have a good time. Exactly.
Tags really allows players to show a little bit more personality, show a little bit more about what they're about. I think what's really great about it is with this launch, we're also looking at including inclusion tags.
As an example, one of the inclusion tags that we have are for players. Hopefully the inclusion tags will bring players
نفس أعلى واحد.
their community and even closer to the people that they're playing with. So once a listing goes live, players will be put into a listing lobby where players can gather, they can communicate with each other. So we wanted to make it as convenient and as easy as possible for players to not just sit and stare at a screen for a long time while their listing actually fills up.
As a gamer who's typically more solo, I'm especially excited about this because it really is about helping reduce that anxiety and burden that comes with trying to make a new connection.
هذا اللي وصلنا عنده أمس.
The feature coming out today that I'm incredibly excited
لسه ما نعرف أعلى باور كم.
Essentially what we have done is we've went back to previous expansions and pulled out missions that we felt really represent
هذا timeline
beats within our story. We are going to have a mission for Forsaken, mission for Beyond Light, as well as a mission for Witch Queen.
Thanks for the memories, Guardian.
The neat thing about these missions is they're not going to be like one-to-one for how you would experience them in the campaign. You're also going to get additional pieces of narrative fed to you to like identify like, hey, this is why it's important that this happened, and here are the people you met along the way.
A really big one that's really timely for Final Shape is Cade's last stand from Forsaken. This is a moment that a lot of players, new and old, are going to come back to Destiny. I think this is just the right time to introduce features that are going to allow those players to jump right in and find people to play with and enjoy this content regardless of their power level.
We're reaching the end of this 10-year journey. What comes next?
كل النهايات
The
تبدأ.
episodes.
أيوة.
And the new way we're going to tell stories moving forward.
What's really important about episodes is that it's a really big shakeup to what we've been doing. Instead of providing 4 seasons a year, you are going to get 3 larger episodes. And so the first 3 episodes in this coming year are called Echoes,
أيوة.
Revenant, and Heresy. It's coming right after the final shape.
هذا اللي بعد الفاينل شيب. ما حيكون في سيزن، حيكون حلقات. بدال 4 سيزن حيكون 3 حلقات. هذه من مارس إلى جون.
Okay. For us to introduce new weapons, new artifact mods, new activities. There's going to be new missions coming around the core. There'll be new story moments in every single one of these acts. We're actually providing more cinematic styled experiences throughout the final shape year and the episodes with it than any of the seasons we've ever developed before.
Hello.
These new stories are actually playable as standalone. Like each episode is something you can experience whether you've been playing Destiny for 10 years or this is your first one.
You're going to be able to basically enjoy them in any order you want to.
I think the opportunity with this big epic moment is that we get to innovate the game. We get to move the game forward.
It's all about change frequently. It's all about
يقول لك الحركة هذه تخلي الناس اللي تلعب ديستني من زمان أو الناس الجديدة تعرف تقدر تستمتع في اللعبة في كل شيء في اللعبة.
Into the themes and fantasies and story of any individual episode as compared to the seasons you know of today.
I'm so excited to see what the narrative team can do with this kind of new platform of storytelling. Episodes provides this awesome foundation for the future of Destiny.
We're moving into the next stage of Destiny 2. I think some people look at the final shape and they think Destiny 2 is coming to the end. And in many ways, it's the opposite. We're leaning in. We're putting the pedal to the metal. Episodes provide
يقول لك كل العالم تحسب فاينل شيب هو نهاية ديستني 2. لا بالعكس. في بعد الفاينل شيب أشياء.
What makes a guardian?
زبالة.
Devotion, bravery, sacrifice. We know that we were chosen for a reason. By something greater than ourselves.
Guardian. Guardian? Eyes up, Guardian.
هلا.
Shaped by the fires of each new battle.
Yo, Destiny 1.
And sharpened into what we must become for the fight ahead.
Gajala Horn.
Line that halts the second collapse.
All of us. Every Titan. Every Warlock. Every Hunter.
What is it the Guardians say? Devotion inspires bravery. Bravery inspires sacrifice.
Sacrifice
brings death.
Cade! The line between light and dark is
so thin.
Very thin.
Let's cross it together.
There are things out in the dark that only the dark can overcome. Trust me.
You've heard the stories of the traveler's sacrifice, of darkness descending upon humanity.
Our purpose is its end.
بوم. الويتنس الحقير. Become legend.
It's going to be an exciting year for Guardians. We get to make good on a promise that we made way back in 2014.
حتكون سنة مرة حلوة.
Blasting, fire team racing across our solar system, and at the end, a simple message: become legend. Today, you got a glimpse at how we'll be cementing your legend in this upcoming year. We're going to be heading inside the Traveler, experiencing a destination unlike anything we've ever built before. We'll face the biggest bad we've ever made, and we'll do this all alongside a streamlined progression system, allowing us to easily play with friends in any content in the game. And as the dust settles in the final shape, we're going to continue our legends in Echoes. It's Destiny's first episode in a new phase of storytelling for Guardians, with brand new conflicts born from the resolution of the Light and Darkness saga. These first episodes are just the beginning. But if you're chomping at the bit,
الحلقة الأولى هذه إيكو
Darkness
اسمها.
saga is going to kick off the future of Destiny 2. We've got a ton of great content for you to jump into today.
يا
Going
سلام.
live after this, we've got Season of the Witch.
Season of the Witch
With a new
اليوم.
story,
أي.
new weapons, new armor, new activities, and new PvP content, all alongside a series of story catch-up missions,
اليوم.
allowing any of your friends to jump into the game and get up to speed on what's happening in this world. Then,
بعدين الأسبوع الجاي.
brutal reprisal of Crota's End is going to join the ranks of our aspirational content.
أيه. كروتا's
I
End
can't
الرد.
wait to see you all in the throne world as we learn more about the final shape and how we can stop it.
Do not be afraid. Bring me your tithes. After all these years, all we've lost, this fight might be our last. So I'm asking you to rise one last time.
شوكيس خلص. و كولكترز اديشن. نسخة الكولكترز.
When we create a collector's edition,
ما أدري الحين
we
شوف.
try and recreate items from the universe for players to enjoy outside of the game. So this year we're doing a Destiny 1 tower.
Oh.
We really tried to work hard at thinking about 10 years of Destiny and how best to encapsulate that experience.
Even as the game dev who've worked on it since day one, like I think having it be the tower is super exciting for us because it's going to kind of catalog your journey of a player from when
tower
you started
القديم.
playing Destiny all the way to now.
يلا التاور ذا أحلى
It's kinda
تاور.
like a beacon in which
والله
your
ذكريات.
You get the tower, and then there are actual figures of the Vanguard mentors that accompany that architectural model.
And there's a lot of like hidden messages and hidden things.
There's gonna be some fun surprises. We're always trying to push the envelope. And so we've been playing a lot with magnetic locks and sound effects, lights, just sort of make this experience as a whole really special. It's sort of the perfect symbol of Destiny. I'm so excited for it.
Me too.
فاينل شيء بري اوردر ناو. دحين نشوف اذا موجودة. Post show starting soon.